इधर से क्लिक करो।
ये अपना वेलकम टू बी लर्न वर्चुअल लर्निंग नेटवर्क में आपका स्वागत है। And financial risk measurement and management session 2. Topics covered: measurement of financial risk, types of financial risk. And measurement of financial risk, we tend to think of risk in predominantly negative terms, as sometimes to give avoided or a threat that we hope were not materialized. जब भी हम रिस्क की बात करते हैं तो एक अजीब सा डर महसूस होता है, एक फियर हमारे दिल में होता है कि रिस्क क्या है। एक्चुअली रिस्क इज ए काइंड ऑफ थ्रेट्स, और होना भी चाहिए, क्योंकि रिस्क जो है हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के मोटिव को, उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव को नेगेटिव कर देता है। इन द इन्वेस्टमेंट वर्ल्ड, हाउएवर, रिस्क इज इनसेपरेबल फ्रॉम परफॉर्मेंस एंड रेदर देन बीइंग डिजायरेबल और अनडिजायरेबल इज सिंपली नेसेसरी. Understanding risk is one of the most important part of a financial education. The measure of financial risk is now understood as measuring the economic value of a particular company. It makes the usage of financial instrument which can help with calculating the value of the business to time management will be able to cope when it comes to high exposure to risk. These may include market and credit risk. There are other types that may be part of the factors like volatility or changeability, the currency market, the way, the sector, inflation risk, liquidity, and other things. This is often compared with measure of overall risk, requiring the company to identify source. किसी भी कंपनी को अगर रिस्क का पता लगाना है तो सबसे पहले उसे सोर्स को आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा। देन दैट कैन मेजर, और उसके बाद आप मेजर कर सकते हैं, एंड देन टू एड्रेस दीज इश्यू, और जो भी इश्यूज आपके आते हैं उनको प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, यानी रिस्क से बचाव कर सकते हैं। 3 ways to measure your financial risk: loan to value ratio, LTV. The loan to value ratio, as well a well known measures of leverage, is the ratio between the rental properties, mortgage, and the property's appraised value or selling price, whichever is less. In this case, when the appraisal is less than the price you are willing to pay, bear in mind that a lender will always lend on the lesser appraisal value regardless how much you urge. Measurement of financial risk expressed as a percentage, the maximum LTV, the most the bank is willing to lend, will vary according to property type. Whereas a lender might loan 80% on a single family home you plan to occupy, you might be able to borrow only 70% or even less on an investment property, because lenders regard income properties financially riskier and expect your investment equity to be greater. The reason is straightforward. Bank don't want to lose money. They don't want to take back a rental property in foreclosure and have to operate it while they try to sell it. With an investment property, bank understand that the property, unlike a personal residence, is all about the cash flow numbers, and they deem that the more money you risk losing, the more incentive you have to make the property profitably thereby reducing the bank's risk. As an investor, obviously, the higher your leverage, the more you can borrow and reduce your own investment, the better. Formula: loan to value ratio is equal to loan amount divided by appraised value or selling price. And second method to measuring financial risk is debt coverage ratio. The debt coverage ratio, DCR, is the ratio between the property's net operating income, NOI, and net service, defined as the required annual payment of principal and interest. Expressed as a number, debt coverage ratio reveals the number of times that net operating income, the property's income after operating expense, exceeds debt service. If the NOI and debt service are exactly equal, then the ratio is exactly 1. When your DCR is less than 1, it means that the property does not generate enough income to pay the mortgage, and conversely, a ratio greater than 1 signifies that the property does generate enough with some left over. अगर एक से ज्यादा रेशियो होता है तो आप ये पता लगा सकते हैं कि डेट पे करने के बाद भी कुछ सरप्लस इंडिविजुअल और कंपनी के पास बचेगा. द डेट कवरेज रेशियो वेरीज विद लेंडर एंड बाय प्रॉपर्टी टाइप्स एंड डिपेंड अपॉन कंडीशन इन द इकोनॉमी. बट ऑब्वियसली अ लेंडर वुड सर्टेनली expect the property to generate more than enough income to cover the mortgage payment that is greater than 1 to be sure that there is a margin for error. Formula: debt coverage ratio equal to annual net operating income divided by annual debt service. Now third method, break even ratio. The break even ratio, BER, and sometimes called the default ratio, provide the percentage of gross operating income that will be consumed by operating expense and debt services. In other words, it estimates the proportion between the money coming in and the money going out. Expressed as a percentage, the purpose for break-even ratio is essentially to gauge how vulnerable a rental property is to defaulting on its debt should rental income decline. Lenders, of course, will use this ratio as a benchmark for their financial risk to ensure that they will always get paid regardless of whether your property's income weakens or bends. As before, break-even ratio varies with lender and by property type, but they will generally look for a BER of 85% or less. They do not want more than 85% of the available income consumed by expense and mortgage payment. Formula: break-even ratio equal to debt service plus operating expense divided by gross operating income. In economics and finance, value at risk (BAR) is the maximum loss not exceeded with a given probability defined as the confidence level over a given period of time. Value at risk is widely applied in finance for quantitative risk management for many types of risk. Value added risk does not give any information about the severity of loss by which it is exceeded. Now, variance or covariance, it is a method of common VR calculation. Assuming that risk factors written are always jointly normally distributed and that the change in portfolio value is linearly dependent on all risk factors written. And you can calculate the variance by using the formula of standard deviation. Variance equal to standard deviation का square, and standard deviation equal to P into x square, that means probability multiply variance का square. Historical simulation, assuming that asset written in the future will have the same distribution as they had in the past. So under this method हम क्या करते हैं कि हिस्टोरिकल मार्केट डेटा कलेक्ट करके फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस करते हैं और उससे पता लगाते हैं वेरिएंस का. Then Monte Carlo simulation method. It is a method of operational research where we have taken the certain amount, certain numbers from the simulation table and to simulate or to variance all the things. And our types of risk, there are two types of risk mainly, systematic and unsystematic. Systematic risk कौन सी होती है? जो जिन रिस्क को कंट्रोल नहीं किया जा सकता मैनेजमेंट के द्वारा, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के द्वारा, वो हमारी सिस्टमेटिक रिस्क कहलाती है और इनका जो नेचर होता है वो मैक्रो नेचर होता है, दैट मीन्स लार्ज नेचर होता है. सेकेंडली, अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क कंट्रोलेबल बाय एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड द नेचर इज माइक्रो एंड कंट्रोल्ड बाय द मैनेजमेंट इजिली. देयर आर टू बेसिक टाइप्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल रिस्क. सिस्टमेटिक रिस्क इन्फ्लुएंस इन लार्ज नंबर ऑफ एसेट्स. A significant political event, for example, could affect several of the assets in your portfolio. It is virtually impossible to protect yourself against this type of risk. Systematic risk जो है large number में होती है, इसलिए इससे जो है protect होना possible नहीं होता. Systematic risk is classified in 3 different category like interest rate risk. अगर interest rate हमारा बढ़ता है या कम होता है तो आपको रिस्क होती है. दैट इज नॉट कंट्रोलेबल बिकॉज जो इंटरेस्ट होता है, इंटरेस्ट जो है मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के अकॉर्डिंग डिसाइड किया जाता है बाय द एपेक्स बैंक और बाय द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया इन इंडिया. मार्केट रिस्क मींस मार्केट इन्फ्लेशन, डिफ्लेशन, market value, recession, booming, all these are the factors to determine the market risk. And then purchasing power, parity or inflationary risk is also a part of the systematic risk. Unsystematic risk is sometimes referred as a specific risk. This kind of risk affects a very small number of assets. An example is news that affect a specific stock such as sudden strike by employees. Diversification is the only way to protect yourself from unsystematic risk. That means अगर हम रिस्क को डाइवर्जिफाई करते हैं तो वो सबसे बेस्ट मेथड कहलाता है अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क का. Unsystematic risk can be classified on 3 different categories like business risk or liquidity risk, financial risk or credit risk, operational risk. These are the classification of unsystematic risk. Types of financial risk. Now that we have determined the fundamental types of risk, let's look at more specific types of risk, particularly when we talk about stock and bond. Credit or default risk. Credit risk is the risk that a company or individual will be unable to pay the contractual interest or principal on its debt obligation. This type of risk is of particular concern to investors who hold bond in their portfolios. Government bond, especially those issued by the federal government, have the least amount of default risk and the lowest return, while corporate bonds tend to have the highest amount of default risk but also higher interest rates. Credit or default risk. Bond with a lower chance of default are considered to be investment grade, while bonds with higher chances are considered to be junk bond. Bond rating services such as Moody's allows investors to determine which bonds are investment grade and which bonds are junk. Country risk. Country risk refer to the risk that a country won't be able to honor its financial commitment. When a country default on its obligation, this can harm the performance of all other financial instruments in that country as well as other countries it has relation with it. Country risk applies to stock, bonds, mutual fund, options and futures that are issued with a particular country. This type of risk is most often seen in emerging market or countries that have a saber deficit. Foreign exchange risk. When investing in foreign countries, you must consider the fact that currency exchange rate can change the price of the assets as well. Foreign exchange risk applies to all financial instruments that are in a currency other than your domestic currency. An example, if you are a resident of America and invest in some Canadian stock in Canadian dollar, even if the share value appreciate, you may lose money. If the Canadian dollar depreciate in relation to the American dollar, then you may gain something. Interest rate risk. Interest rate risk is the risk that an investment's value will change as a result of change in the interest rates. This risk affects the value of bond more directly than stocks. Then political risk. Political risk represents the financial risk that a country's government will suddenly change its policies. This is a major reason why developing countries lack foreign investment. And now market risk. This is the most familiar of all risks, also referred to as volatility. Market risk is the day-to-day fluctuations in a stock price. Market risk applies mainly to stocks and options. As a whole, stock tend to perform well during a bull market and poorly during a bear market. Volatility is not so much a cause but an effect of certain market forces. Volatility is a measure of risk because it refers to the behavior or temperament of your investment rather than the reason for its behavior.